Hey there, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising. Welcome to your reading for August 22nd through the 28th. We've got the Sun changing signs on Monday. We've got a new moon in Virgo on Saturday. And lots of stuff going on with that. So we're going to start off with this moon in Cancer as we begin the week. I do want to get a little programming note. I'm going back to the name of moon directed, so you will notice that on future videos. So you have here this Monday and Tuesday change direction with ease. I think as the sun moves at 11:16 p.m. on Monday into Virgo, that shift of energy is more comfortable for you. It gets out of that square of the sun in Leo for you into more of the energy where you start to get to make choices and decisions. We're heading toward a new moon eclipse a couple months from now in your sign. And I think as you start shifting forward, you start having a little more autonomy, a little more of feeling like you have some opportunity to make the changes that you want. You know what's interesting is you have 5, which is about change, and it's number 5. It's this change direction with ease. It is time for a change, shape-shifting of your soul's evolution. This is a time to reconsider what you are wanting. You may be in for a surprise, and it comes with this childlike devotion, but it's a 50, which is also a 5. And this says you are a multi-talented, complex being. Embrace and love who you are. And maybe the big shift, the big change with Cancer, with the moon in Cancer, which is about the nurturing, this is about self-love and self-care. And maybe this is where you're like, wow, I'm really worth something. And I'm allowed to believe in myself and to chase down my childhood dreams or move in the direction of them. You have here the amble with contentment. This is about not being in a hurry. And again, though, we have the male seahorse is the one that does the nurturing and the caring. And so this is taking care of both of the parts of you, the divine masculine and divine feminine energies, and allowing yourself to nurture yourself and really just I think it's going to be feeling like a great relief to no longer have that sun there stressing the nodes the way it has been. It's at least one little piece of relief in, even though we've got a lot of things starting to happen with retrogrades coming up, I still think it eases some of the tension. The retrogrades are an opportunity to go back over some stuff, and so I think that it won't be so difficult for you. Wow, okay, so the moon moving into Leo, again, that's a stressor, right? That's a stressor for your sign. That happens at 9:09 a.m. on Wednesday. It's there Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's also when Uranus does its retrograde there on Wednesday, and so it's just kind of like that is in the sign opposing you, and I think you start to really feel it. Wow, these cards. Okay, we have here the sun in Scorpio. That's you, but it's called endurance, and he's wrestling a lion, and I just think it feels like you are just having your strength tested like crazy with the south node in your sign. And I think the moon there kicks some of that up where, the sun just barely got out of there and the moon comes in. And so it's like, that wasn't much of a breather. We have rebellion. This is very much that energy of Uranus in Taurus going retrograde. And we have this lust. That rebellion card is Mars in Aquarius, and Mars is in Gemini now, and it's trining that energy. 7 months, it's going to be doing a lot there. We have good lust. Venus in Aries. Feels like you've been fighting your desire for something. Job change, career change, moving, relationship change for sure. You have the lust card show up. I feel like you're like, I am sick and tired of this, waiting around for something to change. I want to make a change. I do think it'll be a change that takes a slow and steady progression for you. Slow and steady progression. Wow, so many cards. Slow and steady progression. Because we have, but I do think it's a change. We have the Hermit coming out with the Chariot. The Hermit is, of course, the Virgo card. The Chariot is aligning our inner self with our outer self. Our thoughts and our actions become more in alignment. What we really want, we actually start moving in the direction of. The Hermit here says, find or be a mentor, take a break from society, and a commitment to your spiritual growth. And so it could be that you have been fighting the outer forces so much that it's time to kind of pull into the emotional waters a little bit and move slowly to bring your inner self in alignment with your actions. Make sure that they are lining up. We have the King of Cups, the King of Summer. This is really your energy, but it's about becoming more emotionally balanced. It does say that you have a romantic partner you can trust. Comes though with the Nine of Winter and the Six of Winter, so swords. Positive changes on their way, a welcome relief from troubled waters. You have unfounded fear, focusing on the worst case scenarios and allowing it to grow out of proportion. It's almost like this balance that you're going to bring back into your life, this endurance. I think there's a situation where you really are interested in something or someone, and you've been feeling like you aren't good enough, you won't be accepted either in a community or a job or whatever. It feels like a real lack of confidence that you're struggling against, and that kind of surprises me. South Node in your sign is asking you to make some big changes, and nobody really likes to make changes unless they choose to make it for themselves. And so it could just really feel like in order to make this change, you have to let go of a belief system that you've had, either about yourself or a situation. Oh, God, really? All right, hang on. I want to, before I say anything, oh, my God. Okay. All right. The key to the situation is the Tower. That's Uranus and Taurus. Uranus going retrograde in Taurus. It's backing up and going over something that has happened to you since you had the full moon that happened at the last eclipse there. It's going to start going over some of the same ground that was going on at that point in time. There's a need to shift back. There's a need to really look at this. There's a need to see what is happening, maybe in a different light. It is going to allow you to make some choices and some changes. I think the problem has been, we have the Nine of Pentacles here. I think you have worked very hard to get to where you are, and the idea that you have to backtrack a little, that you have to give something up, when what you really want to do is feel this sense of safety and security and independence. But something's been trying to control you. We have the Devil. This is an empowerment issue. You are feeling like someone's been controlling you. A job, a boss, financial constraints. I'd like to retire, but I can't because of the economy. A relationship, a family member, a friends group. There's something that's been exerting a tremendous amount of pressure and control on you, and you have an opportunity right now to break the shackles and release yourself. And I think you feel like you're going to stand to lose so much, but in the freedom that you release yourself in, you step into that new moon that's happening on the 27th, so Saturday at 4:17 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time in the U.S. That new moon is not, there's almost no aspects. It is being triggered by Mars and Gemini, which is working with Pluto, and that Mars and working with Pluto, when they both are your co-rulers of your sign, they take even on a greater significance, because that moon becomes full on February 24th of 2024. And that moon's a busy moon, and Mars will be sitting at the same place the same degree point that Pluto currently is right now. And so they are really, and that's in Capricorn, where they want you to restructure your life. So there's a great restructuring that needs to happen in some aspect of your life, and I know you know what aspect it is. There's no way you haven't been feeling the pressure, so I'm not going to sit around here and guess. But the problem, the overall energy here is you have this Eight of Pentacles with the Lovers. There is something that you have been working on really hard, and there's this major choice and decision that needs to be made that affects somebody else in your life. When you have the Lovers, that means it significantly impacts a business partnership, a relationship partnership. It could be the relationship partnership if you're a single parent with your kids. Like, they're going to be ripped out of their schools because you got to take this job change or whatever. There's something. The choice and the decision you make has major impact on other people, which is part of what has made you kind of wrestle around with, you know, what I want, what would be feeling good to me, this Ten of Pentacles. It affects other people, and I've worked really hard. We've got the Eight of Pentacles, the self-mastery. I've worked really hard to create this situation, and you're telling me that this situation has to change? I thought I had this set up forever. And the nodes of fate are coming around going, yeah, no, I'm sorry. You've got to make some changes. South Node is in your sign. This is really tough. And so the double here being how you transform the situation, it is breaking free of other people controlling you, right? You've got this endurance here where you definitely look like you've been wrestling with the energies. You've got this rebellion energy. Mars in Aquarius says rebel against other people telling you, dictating to you, trying to manifest for you and tell you, oh gosh, what you should believe, how you should create your life. It's like it's this need to break free, to just be your own individual, who you are self. And it feels like you're going against everything that you've ever believed to be true about who you are or what you should be doing or your place in some sort of a society. You know, whether it's the society of your family, the society of a business culture, you know, there's something, but this double is really sitting right there. Here, the thing that you've been thinking about is, how do I take control of my life? We have the Emperor sitting up here with, how do I get control of my life? And the Chariot shows up again. And it is in the energy of what is getting away from you. It's your sense of control. If you look at this lady, see if I can get a good angle on this so you can see. She is completely focused on driving. She has a singular purpose. I truly believe that when you're behind, and I'm a Cancer, this is the Cancer card, it's so funny, but I believe that when you're behind the wheel, you have one job, and that is to drive. And her car is full of distractions. She's got two grandmothers, one of them in the back seat that's trying to do the back seat driving. So this is the family thing. We've got the small child there, which, you know, are we there yet? And we've got the partner next to her who's playing music, and he's just trying to, like, have fun. It's a road trip. And she's concentrating on the driving. And either you not choosing to have fun and just focusing on something is not really in alignment with your overall sense of you're here to create joy for yourself, or you're really trying to get somewhere and all these other people are trying to inform your decision, and there's a need for you at this point in time to be the tower in your own life. It is the key to the situation. It's in the heart space. It's in the feelings. So you either feel like the world is crashing around you, or you feel like you're going to have to bring the tower down on other people. It doesn't really matter. It's going to create change no matter what. It's going to create major change. We have the action to take is the Page of Swords here. She's sending her dreams up to heaven on the kite. She's seeking information. It's a time to get a little more information, do a little more research to figure out what you need to do. Don't get stuck in that energy, because then you are not moving forward. And this new moon is really asking you. So this moon, because of the retrograde that's coming up with Mercury in retrograde, and it's very complicated. I don't want to get into all the astrology right here, but Mercury is going to retrograde. It's going to get into Libra. I think it's already there this week. It gets into Libra, and then it retrogrades back. When does it get there? It gets there this week, I swear. I don't see it in my notes, though. It gets there, and it starts retrograding back into Virgo. And this has a lot to do with so many other aspects, but it's trining Pluto and Mars right now, as they're doing their work. And they're, again, your co-rulers. And so you have about a 6 week period, which actually nearly lines up exactly with that eclipse that's coming up in your sign. So let's say 8 weeks. I think you get the extra couple of weeks because of the eclipse energy, but you'll be into it. The energy starts building before the eclipse. To make a plan, edit the plan, rework the plan, shift the plan, make all the changes you need, and lean in to start making some major changes. That new moon in Scorpio, I think you're leaning toward that big tower moment where you create a massive change in your life. Here we have the King of Wands this week, sitting here in the heart space, the King of Wands taking control. But what I love about the King of Wands is he works really hard to create a situation whereby everybody wins. The team wins and the individuals shine. So the big change that you want to make, it shouldn't be a soul-crushing change for anybody. It's creating the major win-win, keeping the idea that when the team wins, everybody wins, but I don't take credit for everything. If you're doing your part, you should get rewarded for that part. And so there's a need to really build this energy out. And this is in your heart space, which is such a beautiful place for it. This is the understanding that what you're trying to create, this is why you want to rework this plan, make sure you get the details right of whatever it is. And so this week, you're sitting here in this Two of Swords energy, where you're sitting there and you are meditating and you are creating the balance within, so you can create the balance without. That's cool. Usually when I see the Two of Swords sitting there, I would be like, that's not much of an action. But I think in your case, you need a breather. You need a space here. What are you thinking about? We've got the Three of Cups. You are thinking about joy and happiness and creating a celebratory abundance of joy. It's in the area of the abundance. So either the work you create that you do should feel joyful to you, or the society in which you reside, or the community, or the family, whatever it is, you are lacking in the joy category here. Someone has been sucking the joy out of your life somehow. And it's up to you to take your power back and start manifesting joy in your life, but not selfishly. I think the obstacle maybe with this Nine of Pentacles could be that you've only been focused on yourself. How do you focus on a wider circle of people and what works for everyone around you? It's either that, or you've been seeking some sort of autonomy and you have been being denied it. Either way, there is a drive here to take control of your own life in a way that is balanced, where the joy is the goal. The joy is the goal. When you are filled with joy, the work you do will lead to financial abundance. But if all you focus on is the financial abundance, you can suck the joy out of your own life. It's an interesting space to be in. All right, I do want to, I know this is really a long video, but South Node in your sign makes makes for a much more complicated thing in your life. So you have here, look, the Kingfisher says to be patient. This new moon, you're going to have to be patient. It is 18 months till we get to that full moon. You have this big milestone on the way with your eclipse coming up. That eclipse, I think you guys end up with another full moon eclipse in Scorpio before we get done with this whole scenario, and it's right around 1 or 2 degrees of Scorpio. I should know that off the top of my head. I looked it up recently. I'm looking for my book, but it's not sitting right here, so I couldn't look it up to tell you. But I'll put it in the comments section below if I can remember. You have the giraffe here, which says to take a higher perspective. But again, it's about creating joy. Look at all that light. And it says here, aspire to higher knowledge and wisdom, but it's Archangel Jophiel. And Archangel Jophiel rules the solar plexus, rules the creativity, rules the place where our light inside shines out. Where not only are we joyful inside, but the joy spills out around us. Very much this energy of the King of Wands. Very much that energy. But the Kingfisher does say you're going to have to be patient. It's going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight. But the planning needs to start now. This is a week to sharpen your pencil, get out that big eraser. I recommend the Pearl brand. They actually don't tear up the paper. And take care of business here. Make your plan. Then you're going to have to get to work on it. But this week is about formulating formulating the idea of what you actually want. What actually feels like joy to you. I think defining that first will start you on the path. So what is your definition of joy? All right, you guys take really good care. Oh, look at that. We're at 22 minutes. Holy crap. All right, it's so much for a weekly. See you soon. Oh God, I almost forgot. You can catch me on Facebook every day. I cover the energy of the day. And Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, I do a live chat. See you there.